Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cat. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners. I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through. Rose go to my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illin'. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, give respect, mama out of debt. Got a new connect, we the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house, you mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy, fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow, bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the sad, bitch, I'm blessed, sippin' XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You when I'm in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I'll be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy.
Yay! What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening? Welcome to the Alphabets Football Show. I am your host, Marcus Alphabets, where we taking about an hour and a half to a 2-hour long journey to discuss our favorite sport in the whole wide world, which is football. But first things first, I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host. I call her Miss Bruce Willis because she's diehard. Mona, what's good?
Oh, whole lot of good things, I guess.
Yeah, I see you got the hoodie. On. Is it cold over there or what?
Yeah, it's a bit chilly in the evenings.
Little nippy. It's a little cold over here too. Gotta bundled up. If y'all want one of those, get at me. I'll get you squared away. It's gonna be an alphabet.
You just cannot do that country accent, y'all.
Y'all, hey, I live in Texas. My family from Chicago.
Texas is not country. It's just not really.
Texas is not considered country?
Well, not like I am. No, I don't. Listen, they used to buy me drinks when I lived in Texas, just so I would sit and talk to them.
Yeah, you go to some parts of Texas, this country is hell. Like El Paso's more well. See,
About different places in Texas. I lived in
that's what I'm saying. Like I live in like Tex-Mex. Like I'm Texas, Mexico kind of Texas.
Yeah.
It's not the same as like Sweetwater, Texas, or place little hick town, Texas Chainsaw Massacre towns like that, where they're like really country out there.
My ex-husband was from Sweetwater, so.
Sweetwater,
Yeah.
Hey, I've been through Sweetwater.
Don't ever trust Texas weather.
Right. Before we get started, why don't you play that good Buffalo Bills? Look, y'all, I sold 102 tickets for the other bottle, the one Alejo one,
in 2 days.
In 2 days, I sold this one I raffled this one in 2 days, and we hit our raffle a week later. Look, Buffalo Bills, where y'all at? That's for y'all. Look, I live in Texas.
That's a whole bottle of Hennessy.
A $70 bottle. I live in Texas, folks. There is a Buffalo Bills. There is a Buffalo Bills fan club here. But all y'all people up in Buffalo, y'all need to get this bottle. I live in Dallas Cowboy, Houston Texans, Denver Bronco, Raiders, San Francisco 49er, Arizona country. I don't live in Buffalo Bill country. So that's for y'all. That ain't for me. I ain't even did me about it. I'm gonna do me about Mona. I did a bottle for Mona. I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know if I
show it. No, I don't think we've showed it. You can show it.
I got it in the kitchen. I'll post it up in the group. But I had one done today, and it's pretty awesome too. So if y'all want a bottle, one of these bottles like this, my guy Michael Torres, man, he's incredible, man. But this is the Buffalo Bills one. Right, circle the wagons. He just does awesome work. If y'all want that, hit me up. $3 tickets. We'll get y'all squared away. Want to play that good footage for me? Then we'll do these news and notes real quick.
Yeah. Bills Mafia. Don Brown. Yeah. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, I'm with the Buffalo Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got that Allen on my team. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, can you catch it? Can you? Trade day is like a mask, you not catching anything. Matt Milano making plays, we not scared of any team. Best in the AFC, all the praise of Brandon Bean. You hear Sean McDermott clapping while I'm snapping? Do you? Jerry Hughes will get the sack soon as you snap it. Yeah. Andre Roberts running back, ain't no just backing. Mafia, we on a ride and we got traction. We got Beasley, we got Diggs. McKenzie make you miss. Dawson Knox with the stiff arm, treat opponents just like his. Feliciano, Deion Dawkins block defenders like the Fins. Hey, it's the Mafia. I said no one on top of us. I said no one is blocking us on top of our division, so it's clear that it's no stopping us. Google best team in the league and we popping up. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got that Allen on my team. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills.
So there y'all go. That's the Alphabets Football Show. Rise Up Family Buffalo Bills bottle, the Buffalo Bills special. If y'all want an opportunity to win that bottle, must be 21 and over. And hit me up, Cash App, PayPal, $3 tickets. Get it. If you're not a Buffalo Bills fan, you know a Buffalo Bills fan. Buy 5 or 6 tickets, and get it. The more tickets you buy, the more opportunity that you have to win. So let's get some news and notes done. As you know, Tuesday at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time was the NFL trade deadline. Some people that we thought, I'll get to that. These are all your week 9s right here. Cowboys, Brownies, Mona Steelers, San Francisco, Amanda Lopez, your 49ers, Autumn August. Make sure we tag her. Autumn August, her Broncos, and the New York Football Giants.
Dylan.
You hit her up?
Well, you said
Amber, Autumn Amber. I'll hit her up.
You're saying Autumn August, and it's Autumn Dylan.
I call her Autumn Amber. That's what I call her. She knows what I'm talking about. But here's all your buys. So this is tough sledding this week. If you play fantasy football, I mean, you're missing Pollard, CD, Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, the 49ers defense. I don't really know. Russell Wilson, I guess, and Saquon Barkley. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough sledding. So, digging that waiver wire. We did have a Thursday
Thursday night game.
A Thursday night game.
What's your cash app?
Hit up Ethan. My hands are kind of tied up. Hit up Ethan. It's the same. I think me and you've done business on there. Hit me up on there and just let me know how many wanted. I'll send your tickets after the show. So the Eagles moved to 8-0. Eagles moved to 8-0. It was a. What did you think of the game? Did you get a chance? I know you were handling some business last night. Did you catch any of the game? And what were your thoughts on the game?
I periodically was checking on my phone at awake. God forgive me. I was periodically checking on the scores. I wasn't, watching or anything, but I couldn't believe that it was 14-all at the half. I was like, really? What in the hell is going on?
Yeah, it was what I saw with that. I saw blemishes. We were talking about it. We were in a chat room. We were all.
I understand. You mentioned that to me earlier. I understand blemishes, and shows possibilities of them not being unbeatable. But I think every team can have a not so great game too. So.
Yeah, I'll give you one stinker. I give everybody a stinker. We saw some games last year, teams losing to teams that if they played 10 times, they beat them 9 out of 10 times, but it's football. They're still
progressing. Schedule too, who they've played, who they've beat. Just like the Steelers a few years ago when we went, 12-0. And then boom.
It happens. You go out there, before the game started, I had even said we did a Rise Up Unlimited radio show, and I go, this is a trap game. This is one of those games there you're kind of overlooking it. The players, they hate playing on Sunday and then coming back on Thursday. But the cool thing about it, if you win on Thursday, then you basically got a semi-bye because you got 10 days off.
Right.
10 days before your next game. So you want to go in there and hopefully
Dalton says, are the Eagles for real or a fraud?
Well, I'm gonna give them a pass. I'm gonna give them a pass. Like I said, everybody's entitled
because you did get beat by them. Your team got beat by them. I'm giving you a pass because my team got beat by them. Although I know where my team's at this year. So
they beat Cooper Rush. They beat Cooper Rush. I don't think it'll be the same game with Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott's going to throw the ball down the field. He's going to run a little bit, and that's our starter. They won. I mean, on the record and the standings, they beat us. Fine. We'll see each other again, and we'll see how that goes. I think Dak Prescott will present more of a challenge to them than Cooper Rush. So,
he says he's not sure if the Eagles are for real either.
And that's fair. We'll see next. Now, if they come out, like I said, when you have, we talked about Tampa Bay last week, and they lose to Carolina. And they lose to the Steelers, and they lose to you lose 3 or 4 games. You're losing the teams that normally you would beat. Then I got to look at you differently. And then they play the Rams this week. So now I got to see what you're all about. So that's your mulligan. You look
but can we even judge them by playing against the Rams?
Well, see,
not the team they were last year.
Rams are what they're supposed. So if they get their butts kicked by the Rams, then we got to look at that. We got to look at them even more, even more cross-eyed. So we'll see. Good win. You want to win. That's the bottom. I say that. Oh, I am not into moral victories. I'm not into. Well, we play them really tough, but we can. I don't do that. I'm like Shannon Sharp. The Alphabet's restaurant serves 2 dishes, dubs and L's. Did you win? Did you lose? I don't care about, all of that other stuff. Did you win and did you lose? So they did what they're supposed to do. They went to Houston. They got the dub. It wasn't an impressive win, but, you still won by.
And maybe they weren't playing lights out because they knew who they were playing against,
Well, that's the very definition of a trap game. That's what Bill Parr said. Don't eat the cheese. Don't fall into the trap. Oh, we're just going to walk into these guys. These are still professional athletes that have pride. So congratulations to the Eagles and all that. Mona, tell them, give me a little. I
just kind of thought this was kind of cool, and it's the reason I stole this slide. Philadelphia Eagles and Houston Texans played on Thursday night. You got the Phillies and the Houston Astros in the World Series. Right now, the Eagles and Texans played, and Eagles beat the Texans. And you got World Series Game 5. When is that? Is that tonight, or was that last night?
I'm not
last night. So I don't really know where the World Series is at, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Thursday night's game was, Philadelphia Eagles and Houston Texans, and then is it tomorrow? Okay, because it shows 11-3 that they played World Series Game 5. So I don't know, but anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. Okay, Game 6. Who won Game 5? Because they were tied up 2-2. Who knows who won Game 5?
I haven't watched any. I'll probably peek my head in there and watch a little bit of it. Ethan said last night was Game 5. Who won, Ethan?
Houston won.
Houston won? Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Houston's leading 3-2.
Okay.
All righty, so moving on. We got our Alphabets Pick'em leaderboard. Right now we have I'm going to go to the second page real quick. We have Eddie Woodcock and Angie Sanchez in first and second place. Eddie Woodcock's in first place with 73 wins. We got Adam Iflag, Jared Muller, Martin Stewart, and Marcus the Alphabets at 71 coming in. We got about a 4-way tie for third.
Yeah, it's very competitive, and that's what I'm telling y'all about getting your sheets in. Listen, like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, if you go like 2 weeks of not turning your sheets in, we're just going to drop you from the roster because we got like 28, 29 people, Mona?
No, there's 23, 24 people now because we had several drop out and just quit.
But I mean, that's still a lot. This is a war of attrition. You don't want to be missing your Thursday games or not getting your sheet in.
Yeah, because this is for $100. I mean, whoever wins gets $100 at the end of the season. And Marcus and I are not in the $100 running. I
just like beating y'all up. For me, it's more just like a competitive. It's I'm gonna send you $100. Whoever wins, whether I beat you or not, I'm still gonna send whoever. That's not me or Mona. I'm gonna send you $100. So, imagine turning in your sheet and you still suck.
That's Blaze.
No, that's A's. I mean, look, man. It's the football gods give it, and the football gods take it away. I mean, really, like, who thought that, like, some of these games you look at, you're like, really? I mean, who thought that Carolina was going to beat Tampa Bay a couple of weeks ago? I mean, let's be real.
Nobody. And if you might bet on Pittsburgh to beat Tampa Bay, you make a lot of money.
Yes, So I mean, that's.
So whoever bet on Carolina to beat Tampa Bay, Yeah, should have been playing in Vegas.
Yeah, who picked the Bears to beat the 49ers in week 1?
Right?
Everybody thought Trey Lance was going to be the bomb this year. I mean, stuff happens,
Ace is like, I actually got that game right.
Yeah, I mean, hey, and that's what it is. I mean, I read injury reports, I read, weather conditions. If I had known they were playing in a damn monsoon,
neither one of us took Pittsburgh to beat Tampa Bay.
no, so it stuff happens. It happens, and then in this pick'em league, sometimes you get to a point where you're down 8, 9, 10 games. You can't be going with everybody else. You got to start picking some different stuff because it's like I got to make up some games. So sometimes you catch up and sometimes you fall even further behind. But I'm from the I take risks, man. I take scared money. Don't make.
Oh, let me tell you, he takes risks, especially in his Survivor League.
I do. I'm not gonna. What if I'm picking? If I'm making the same picks that everybody else is doing, then I mean, it prolongs everything. Now I'm sitting pretty in my Survivor League. The Eagles had me a little scared last night, but I made it.
Thank you, Dalton.
News and notes. Like I said, there was the trade deadline. First off, rest in peace to former Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer. His son passed away. Young kid. I believe he was in the coaching profession too.
Yeah, he was an assistant coach for the Vikings, and then he went on to the Cleveland Browns, I believe.
Yeah. So, there's still real, we cover football, but there's still real world stuff going on,
Well, I mean, he was in the NFL football world, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's, it's real life stuff going on out there, even, it's football related, but, so rest in peace to him. And,
maybe it was Cincinnati, I think he New Orleans Saints assistant linebackers coach. Kansas City Chiefs assistant linebackers coach, Bengals defensive back coach, assistant, Minnesota Vikings linebackers coach, Minnesota Vikings co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. And he was actually a offensive analyst with the
okay. So I mean, he's been around football his entire life. Probably was down the road going to be a head coach. Dan Snyder hires Bank of America for potential sale of all or part of the Commander. It's going to be all of them because the NFL owners want him gone. I'm not going to read all of this, but he has started making arrangements. The owners want him gone. They want him gone. It's not going to be. I'm going to get rid of some of my stock. They want you out. They're going to give you your $6 billion, $6 or $7 billion, and you're out of there. And here is the front runner for it, Jeff Bezos. We all know who he is. I think he's like one of the top 5 richest people in the world. Does he own Amazon? It's Amazon, right? He owns Amazon. I think Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. And then what's his face? Elon Musk. He owns like Tesla and all that good stuff. But I think he owns Amazon. Jeff Bezos is partnering up with Jay-Z to try to buy the Commander. So good stuff. And, there's only 32 of these teams. So when one comes up.
He's the founder, executive chairman, and former president and CEO of Amazon.
Yeah. I think he used to be the richest man in the world until he got divorced and his wife.
His net worth is right now $139 billion.
Oh, poor guy. $139 billion. He's worth more than some countries. So, we'll see what happens. This is I love to see stuff like the Detroit Lions are planning to build a Barry Sanders statue at Ford Field. You need to build a Megatron one too while you're at it, but let's get his done first. A classy guy, led the league in rushing when he retired, Emmitt Smith. And I'm a Cowboys fan. Barry Sanders was better than Emmitt Smith, Cowboys fans. I'll say that. I don't play favorites.
I just would love to have seen him on a team like the Cowboys to see what he actually could have done.
I would love to see. They were trying to make a trade for him to the Miami Dolphins to play with Dan Marino. They were trying to make a play for it, and
what? Let's not even talk. You know what? I cannot even stand to hear Dan Marino's name because he should have been a Pittsburgh Steeler. go straight to hell and don't collect $200, Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel better.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the Detroit Lions to this day, because I feel like if they had let him go, I think he would have played another 3 or 4 years, and Emmitt Smith wouldn't have broke his record. So,
Right.
congratulations to them. He deserves it. Just a great guy.
And also, Tom Coughlin's wife, Judy, passed
Oh
away.
yeah, I saw that. I had
And Ray Guy
yeah.
passed away also.
Who's that?
Ray Guy.
Ray Guy, the only punter in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I saw that. I posted it in a group, but it was a little bit late in the game. So, yeah.
Well, he's not the only one. He was just the first NFL punter to make it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I think he's the only one in there. Punter, the only punter. There's kickers. I think he's the only punter in the Hall of Fame. I have to check and see. I think he's the only punter in the Hall of Fame. There's a couple of kickers. There's like maybe 5 or 6 kickers, but there's only one punter in the Hall of Fame. So, again, congratulations to Barry Sanders. Colts now have ruled out running back Jonathan Taylor for Sunday's game at Patriots, and I think this may be something that's lingering, and I think that, you know, if they keep going the route that they're going and lose a couple more games, I would shut him down for the year. You're not going to the playoffs, so why am I going to put him out there and keep risking him? You know, shut him down, let him heal up for the offseason and you know, go from there. But I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of weeks if they shut him down. So all of those people like Ace who rushed to the waiver wire and picked up, I think it's Deion Jackson. Congratulations, because he's going to get all of that. And maybe Zach Moss. We'll talk about some of the trades that happened. New Colts running back Zach Moss. So
you're right. Guy is the only punter in the Pro Football.
He's the only punter in the Hall of Fame. That's in the 102-year history of the league. He's the only punter. So, what we got next? Rashad Bateman. He's out for the year. You know, and I say all the time, you know, they won't go get this guy. You know, he's a first-round pick, Rashad Bateman. He's just been kind of injured. So, Devin Duvernay better step it up. James Prochet, and recent addition, Deshaun Jackson. I think you can see it. And I got a name for you. Here's your fantasy football advice for the week. If he's still in your waiver wire, he ain't on none of mine. Me and Ace are in the league. He ain't in none of my leagues. Isaiah Likely, go pick him up. He's a tight end, but they flex him out and all that good stuff. Go pick up Isaiah Likely, or go pick up Deshaun Jackson. He'll give you 2 or 3 games before he gets hurt, like he always does. He'll catch a 90-yard bomb and then miss the rest of the season. So, what we got next? Eagles place rookie defensive tackle Jordan Davis on the injured reserve. He's going to be out for 4 games. A massive human being, is about 350 pounds. And I think they really missed him last night because Damian Pierce was running the ball down their damn throat. So I think they definitely missed him last night, you know, but he's out for like 4 games. But, you know, they still got Fletcher Cox. So here were all of the trades, the big trades. There were more, but these were the major ones. You know, Christian McCaffrey, TJ.
This was the grades of the
trade. But these are the, you know, the big name trades, you know. Which one did you think was the best out of all the trades, Mona, that you're just looking there like, this guy's really going to make a difference on the team?
Well, I think Christian McCaffrey already has.
Well, yeah. You know, he was one of the first dominoes to fall. I think he's I'm
hoping William Jackson ends up being the best trade on this.
Well,
I mean, he's the guy we picked up to replace Akilo Witherspoon. So,
yeah. I really like I like the Roquan Smith trade. I think that's going to make that defense even scarier. You know, you look at sideline to side, he can cover. He's a tackling machine. But Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he's in near the only other team that I think that Christian McCaffrey would have been better at, where he would have really flourished, is probably the Buffalo Bills. I even say, if the Bills get Christian McCaffrey in their offense, because they're not going to run him into the wall like the Panthers did. And neither did the 49ers. They got him running the ball. They got him throwing the ball. They got him catching the ball. And, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
I don't like that trade, Ace, because I did not want to get rid of Chase. I didn't. I know what it speaks of. It speaks of Austin and George Pickens. They have enough confidence in these guys, and of course, we got a second round pick for him, which we got him in the second round when we draft Chase Claypool. So we're going to get his replacement. But I felt like if they were going to trade one, they should have traded Deontay Johnson, who cannot hold on to the ball. Okay. So,
well, they just paid Deontay. So
yeah,
I
figure next year they're going to trade him.
Well, yeah, they only gave him a 2-year deal. I think it's more likely he would get traded next year than this year. So we'll see what happens. But there was some good, I think T.J. Hawkinson going to the Vikings to go with Justin Jefferson and to go with Adam Thielen and having Dalvin Cook in the background. That was pretty nice. And Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins. To finally have like an edge rusher. They got that's a good move for them. You got to have a guy to get after the quarterback. And then they just gave him a contract. I think they gave him like a 5-year, $150-something million contract. So I think that's pretty awesome. We just talked about Roquan Smith, going there. When you think about the Baltimore Ravens, you think about linebackers. This is, I'm not saying he's Ray Lewis, but he's got a lot of Ray Lewis in him, a tackling machine. So congratulations to them. What we got next? Nyheim Hines, all my Buffalo Bills fans, we were talking about this in the chat room. Look, I always get called a hater. I played running back. I coached running back. My kids played. My 2 oldest sons played college running back. I like Nyheim Hines. You don't need Nyheim Hines. He's the same type of back as Devin Singletary, and you just drafted James Cook in the second round. I thought you should have went and got a guy like Jeff Wilson Jr., a bigger back who's a punishing type back. You don't need another 195, 200-pound back. You don't need that. You play in the cold. You play in the snow, and most of the teams that you're going to see in the playoffs, the Kansas City is cold there. You play in a cold weather city. Baltimore, cold weather city. You're gonna probably be playing a cold weather team, and you got 3 little ass backs. Didn't you learn from the first New England game? What did New England in the first game? What did they do to y'all? They ran. You couldn't throw the ball. Remember, it was a blizzard outside. Josh Allen, I think he only had like 100-something yards passing. You couldn't throw the ball. They couldn't throw the ball. So what did New England do? They ran Damian Harris down your damn throat, a big physical running back. Why would you go get another little back when in the playoffs in January or so, you're going to be playing more than likely rather at home or on the road? You're going to probably be playing in the cold. Get you a big bruising back. Now, I don't know
somebody that you can put in the fourth quarter who can just run the ball down their throat.
Yes.
And take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands.
What did Tampa Bay do?
The mistakes of fumbling the football or throwing interceptions.
What did Tampa Bay do when they beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl? What did they do at the end of the game? They ran Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones down their throat. The team that keeps putting you out of the playoffs, and you go and do the same thing, go get a big bruising back. Now, I would have maybe made a trade for this guy, Cam Akers. Now, I don't know what they were asking for. He's a bigger.
They turned down multiple offers for Cam.
Well, to me, that's just stupid, because if a guy don't want to be there, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. I mean, it's like, can they fix this relationship? I mean, I don't, when you feel like, I don't know, you got Darrell Henderson, you got him, and you got this guy, Kyron Williams coming back. You got all these back. You got Malcolm Brown. You got, Sony Michel. You got all of these damn back. No, I'm sorry. Sony Michel went to the Chargers. But, I mean, you got all of these backs, and it's just like, to me, like I wouldn't want none of them because it's just like y'all can't decide who's going to get the most of the touches. So I think this is going to have to. They might end up cutting him. I don't know because he might just be like, I ain't coming back. So here's some more of the trades. We talked about that. The Colts have lost the last 6 games versus New England, and we're about to do the picks. Well, I wasn't going to say it. What do you say, Mona? Well, I will. Well, I will. So
like Eden says, like Mike Tomlin said, I don't want hostages on this team.
Yeah, if a guy don't want to be here, that's if a guy don't want to be here, hey, go ahead. So whatever. What we got next? Then that's it. Like Meek Mill says, whatever you do, there's always levels to this. Every week we do our statistical leaders in each category: passing, rushing, and receiving. Joe Burrow's on top, really?
Yep.
Oh, Joe Burrow. Okay, old Tom.
Number 2.
Do you see how fast? Who was in the top 5 last week? Matt Ryan. He's gone. He's gone. So
Well, not only is he gone, but he's no longer the starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's crazy that Justin Herbert's still in the top 5. He was on a bye last week. So, and I think Patrick Mahomes was on a bye last week too. So, that's pretty awesome for you to still be in the top 5 and you just came off of a bye. So, those are your top 5 passers. Here's your top 5 receivers. Those Miami receivers, they're still doing their thing. I got into a debate with somebody. Yeah, man, Tyreek Hill, he's better with Tua. No, he's not. He's the main man there. He was playing with probably where do you have Kelsey at? All-time tight ends. Where'd you have him at? Where do y'all have Travis Kelce as far as tight ends?
I think he's top
NFL history.
I would say top 2, and the way he's playing and the rate he's playing, I figure he's going to eventually be number 1.
Travis Kelce may go down as a top 3 tight end of all time. That's who he was playing with. And the person who Mahomes really looked for when he got in trouble was Travis Kelce. So I like Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, as far as impact on the game, he's not Travis Kelce. I know they play 2 different positions. So
Herbert's top 2 receivers are out again this week too.
I like him. I'm just saying. I like Tyreek Hill. I just hate when people. Tua Tagovailoa ain't Patrick Mahomes. I think we can all agree to that. And then Cooper Kupp, he's still doing his thing. Justin Jefferson, maybe.
Well, Cooper Kupp has to keep doing his thing because they really don't have anybody else out there. So.
Yeah. So those are your receiving leaders right there. Steph Diggs. I said this the other day. I'm going to say this again. People got mad at me. Gabe Davis is not an elite route runner. Please stop saying that. Andre the Torch Robinson, I love you, bro. He's not an elite route runner. He's a deep ball specialist. And that's nothing to matter. There's different types of receivers. I think people see yardage and they think a guy is Tyreek Hill is not a great route runner. You know what Tyreek Hill is? He's a missile that just outruns everybody. I'll tell you another guy historically that wasn't a great route runner, but he was a good receiver. Randy Moss. He wasn't a great route runner either, but he was 6'4" and he ran a 4.24 and he could jump out the stadium. That's why he was good. Don't get yardage confused with a guy being a great route runner. People get open in different ways. Okay, just putting that out there. I had somebody tell me a certain quarterback was more explosive. Anyways, top 5 rushing leaders. Here's Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is he's having an incredible year. Barkley, he was out last week.
Jair shut down Gabe Sunday.
What did I say? Boom. When I got into it with Mookie Hawkins, I said Gabe Davis is a boom or bust wide. He's not a bust. I didn't say he was. I said boom or bust. Do you know what that means? That means, like I said, he's either 3 for 17 or he's 3 for 171 and 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's what he is. He's a big play guy. He's averaging 3 catches a game. At a number 2, where you got Stephon Diggs on one side, how did Juju Smith-Schuster look when he had Antonio Brown on one side, Mona?
He looked phenomenal. He looked amazing.
And why is that?
Because AB was drawing to double coverage every
yes. Gabe Davis should be having monster games because all of the attention goes to Stephon Diggs. I'm just saying, I like Gabe Davis, but with the attention that Stephon Diggs takes, he should be just eating up people, just like you saw last year. Mike Williams last year, how he got paid because everybody's focusing on Keenan Allen, who can't stay healthy. But Mike Williams, he's not a number 1, but he looked good last year because he had Keenan Allen. Anyway, here's your top 5 rushing leaders. Chubb, Barkley, Derrick Henry. I like what
Derrick Henry's just slowly moving back to the top.
yeah. It just don't nobody want to see that guy. And my guy from the 915, Aaron Jones, love the guy. He's got a club right, maybe like a mile away from my house. So love it, man. He's not that big either, but he's in he shares it with yeah, I feel you, Ace. That sucker, he's always hurt. So those are your top 5. Look, they are very inconsistent. Last week I brought y'all the interception leaders and the sacks leaders. I go in there and I look for it, and it ain't there. So I'm sorry. We had some hat tricks. We had 5 hat tricks. Guys that scored 3 touchdowns. We're gonna have our players of the week, our diehard Rocky Blyer players of the week, but these guys here, 3 touchdowns, all 5 of them, some in certain ways. So that's pretty awesome. What we got next?
Well, AJ Brown against my Steelers defense. So
well, You look good as who you play with matters. How did AJ Brown look with Ryan Tannehill?
Yep.
How you look with Ryan Tannehill? I tried to trade somebody, Donta Foreman and Brian Robinson, for Tony Pollard, and they laughed in my face. I'm not going to mention no names or nothing, Otis Sandage, but he laughed in my face. I go, he scored 34 points. I go, Tony Pollard's a backup. No, he's not. He's the backup. No, he's okay. All right. You go ahead and get those 7 combined points from your running backs. Yep. So look, this is why we laugh at the strength of schedule. Oh man, we beat this guy. So beating the Rams, does it look as impressive now? Does beating Tampa Bay look as impressive now? Does beating the Raiders look as impressive now? The Rams might not make the playoffs, and the Bucs. I think the Falcons are leading the division. Shout out to my guy Travis Henry. I told him they would go in 3rd place. He insisted.
Oh, he's watching.
Is he there, Travis Henry? Hey, man. Now look, it's still week. About to be week 9, so we still got week 9. We got eight more games left to go, but the Falcons are leading the NFC South. So take that however you want to. Aaron Rodgers 4 straight losses for the first time since 2016. Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. Super Bowl hangover. Ethan says Jair shut down Gabe Sunday. Travis Henry, what's up? Tess, what's up? Let's not talk about Keenan Allen, please. I feel you, Ace. I got him in the league. Yes, because the Rams fans said they were going back. No, you're not. And guess who else ain't going back? The Cincinnati Bengals. Sorry, Blaze. Sorry. Ace kept saying 1 year wonder. The clock has struck midnight. We'll see. Y'all got y'all's teeth kicked in by the Browns the other day. That was terrible. That was goodness gracious, man. What we got next? Speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrow has been sacked more than any quarterback in NFL since 2020. 112 sacks. Reminder, Joe Burrow missed 6 games in 2020. So, I mean, he missed a third of the season. He missed a third of his, his rookie season, a third of it. And he still is leading the league in being sacked. And he's going to get sacked. So who do they play this week? He's going to get sacked some more this week, too. So, y'all spent all that money. Y'all spent all that money on Now, let's go back because this is a teaching moment. Mona, who did I say that the Cincinnati Bengals should have drafted instead of Jamar Chase? Who did I say? Because when I said this, Marcus, you're being a hater. Marcus don't know. Who did I say? Me and you. Me and you did do a draft special, right? We did a mock draft special, right? And who did I say the Cincinnati Bengals should have drafted?
Penei Sewell.
Okay, I just wanted to see because I was there when I said it. I was there that's exactly who I said. I like Jamar Chase. When you get an opportunity to get a left tackle, The Blind Side, the movie that they made, The Blind Side, you go get a franchise left tackle because you're going to get if he keeps getting hit like that, he ain't going to make it. He's going to be, somebody put up on here, Dalton said, Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck 2.0. Yep. So Matthew Stafford, 41 touchdowns last season. He's on pace
to throw 17 this year.
How many games did we play? Let's see. So he's averaging 1 touchdown. One touchdown a game. You see what I'm so DeAndre Hopkins joins Julio Jones as the only active players with 800 career catches. So hey, man, he came back, and he's doing his thing. He is doing his thing. So I'm glad to see him back. Aaron Rodgers is having his worst season in 15 years without Devontae Adams. Joe Burrow looks absolutely lost without Jamar Chase. Derek Carr still can't succeed even with the addition of Devontae Adams. And Patrick Mahomes is leading in touchdowns and quarterback rating without Tyreek Hill. Just saying. Somebody says I have
I think he's making that push for MVP. What do you think?
I
think his name has got to be in the conversation.
In the conversation. Give me your you know what? From here on out, every week we're going to have, and we're going to put up a slide, our top 3, 1 through 3 in the MVP race. Okay.
My top 3 are Josh Allen.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
And I still think Saquon Barkley's name's in there.
Oh, at 3? I'm going to say Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes,
and Lamar Jackson.
I think what he's doing without a number 1 wide receiver, with the pressure that he has, trying to still play well without putting himself in harm's way, missing out on a big contract because he's due like a 47 million a year. I think what he's doing, he's still trying to.
And I don't think you leave Jalen Hurts out of that MVP conversation either.
I think Jalen Hurts. You got to put Jalen Hurts in. I put Lamar a little bit above him because I think Jalen's got a way better cast. I think he's got way better players around. He's got a top tight end. He's got 2 awesome receivers. He's got a guy, in Miles Sanders, an awesome running back. So I think Lamar's doing more with a little bit less. Buffalo Bills, only divisional leader that hasn't won a divisional game. Oh, well, we'll see this week. They've only played the Dolphins. They haven't played the Patriots. Yes, and they only played the Dolphins once. So I mean, that might. We're doing our picks here.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're divisional leader right now, but they haven't won a divisional game yet.
Well, yeah, I mean as of right now, that's what it is. They played the Jets this
weekend, so
Yeah, they play the Jets this weekend, so they should win. We'll do our picks here in a minute, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Give me some did you knows, Mona.
All righty. So, hold on. Boop. Okay. Did you know Tom Brady is at 99,836 yards passing regular season and career playoffs? So, most likely he will pass that to the 100,000 mark after this weekend. We don't know for sure, but no, they're off this weekend, right? Yeah.
No, they play this week.
Oh, I thought they were off this
They
week.
play the Rams this week.
Okay. Well, yeah, I could see him definitely passing that.
Like 124 yards. I think he can get that.
Yeah, he should. So, I just, even though he's having not so great year this year, he's still making his passes. He's still throwing the football and doing quite well. He's hitting the ground a lot.
Yeah, I think he really misses Gronk.
Yeah.
Julio Jones can't stay healthy, and Antonio Brown is a nut.
Not past Big Ben for most career sacks.
Most career sacks last week. Yeah.
Okay. Derrick Henry has now officially scored the most touchdowns in Titans/Houston Oilers history. Well, I guess it would be Tennessee Oilers, right? Because that's what they were.
Well, the Oilers, they were the Houston Oilers, and then for like 1 year while they were building the stadium, they were the Nashville
I
Oilers.
wasn't sure if they were actually talking about Houston Oilers from Houston.
They used to be. They're the former Houston Oilers.
Well, not really.
Yes, they are. They moved to Nashville. They moved from Houston to Nashville.
But the whole thing completely changed when they moved to Nashville. So, in my opinion. So, but anyway,
they have the same history as Earl Campbell and the Houston Oilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't
like the Ravens and the Ravens used to be the old Cleveland Browns. They moved.
Well, you had Baltimore first.
Yeah.
So, Baltimore Colts. So
Baltimore and Indianapolis have the same history. The Baltimore Colts that moved to Indianapolis.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So anyway, Derrick Henry, King Henry, I chopped that off the top. Sorry, is now tied for the most 200-yard rushing games in NFL history, and he is in great company with these other two guys. One being O.J. Simpson, and the other one, Adrian Peterson. So they're all tied right now. So he's gonna pass them up, I'm sure.
Probably by several games. Probably by several games. It won't just be one because I think he's still got a little bit left in the tank.
I do too. All right. So now down to the Rocky Bleier Tough Guy Awards. And I have fulfilled my
contractual obligations.
It's
good. I didn't want to have to send my lawyer to come and get you. I didn't want to send him. I didn't want to do that to you, Mona.
All right. So our offensive players of the week are Derrick Henry, of course. 219 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 9 reception yards, which is kind of shocking to me. Well, I guess 9 is not really that shocking.
Yeah, he doesn't really catch the ball. He's just a sledgehammer.
And, of course, our player of the week, Christian McCaffrey, as well.
Ran for 1, threw 1, caught 1. That's happened 3 times in the 102-year history of the NFL.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. I think the last time it happened, I think they said was 2004. So it hasn't happened in 18 years. So considering he's only played with them for 2 weeks.
That was his first week of playing.
No, he played last week. He played the week before. This was the second week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So defensive players of the week are none other than Draymond Jones with 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss and a sack. And Zadarius Smith from the Minnesota Vikings, 7 tackles, 3 sacks. 4 tackles for loss, and I can't read that.
1 pass defended.
One
I
pass
guess he knocked down. I guess he knocked down a pass too.
Okay. And our quarterback player of the week is Jalen Hurts. 19 of 28, 285 yards and 4 touchdowns passes. So
we don't play favorites. Congratulations, Jalen Hurts. We don't play favorites.
I love Jalen Hurts. So
yeah, you just like him because he went to Alabama. That's the only reason.
yeah, and I still think they screwed up and let him go. But that's just me. And don't get me wrong, I love Tua. You know that. But I still think
he got replaced in that national championship game because he was playing like crap. And Tua came in and won him the game in the second half
because he was injured.
I got you on that. We've seen a lot of players get injured and you never get your job back. The GOAT, Tom Brady, he got his job by Drew Bledsoe getting hurt and he never got to start again. So, I mean, that is just no guarantee. Injury is no guarantee that you get your job.
Just so everybody knows, the reason why I can't read some of this stuff is because my internet, my hamster is like, I don't know, 102 years old, trying to go around. Yeah, my internet kind of sucks right now. So everything is kind of blurry. Even this, I can read the numbers, but I can't read the name kind of thing. So I'm having difficulty. Everything's kind of
having technical difficulties.
Yep, I am. All right. So our special teams player of the week are Nick Folk. Who scored 16 points for the Patriots. 1 for 1 and 5 field goals. So, and Will Dissly with the Seattle Seahawks. He had a forced fumble and
1 fumble recovery on 2 different plays and punt coverage.
So yeah,
awesome. That's awesome. I think he's their starting tight end too. I think he's their starting. No, Noah Fant is. They got Noah Fant from the Broncos in that Russell Wilson trade. He used to be. Why don't you give me that Buffalo Bills bottle before we start our picks, Mona?
Okay, everybody, here you go.
Yeah. Bills Mafia. Don Brown. Yeah. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, I'm with the Buffalo Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. Hey, who you reppin', what's your team? Who you reppin', what's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got that talent on my team. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, can you catch it? Trade day is like a mask, you not catching anything. Matt Milano making plays, we not scared of any team. Best in the AFC, all the praise of Brandon Bean. You hear Sean McDermott clapping while I'm snapping? Jerry Hughes will get the sack soon as you snap it. Andre Roberts running back, ain't no just backing. Mafia, we on a ride and we got traction. We got Beasley, we got Diggs. McKenzie make you miss. Dawson Knox with the stiff arm, treat opponents just like his. Feliciano, Deion Dawkins block defenders like the fence. Hey, it's the Mafia. I said no one on top of us. I said no one is blocking us on top of our division, so it's clear that it's no stopping us. Google best team in the league and we popping up. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got the salad on my team. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills.
Yay. I like that.
Let me get us set up for our pick.
All right, so it's that time here. We're about to get our picks in. I got to catch some of these people. Who did we say, Mona, who did we say was leading again? It's Eddie Woodcock, right?
Yep.
Eddie Woodcock and Angie Sanchez. If y'all are out there listening, man, y'all better, man, Angie be handling business, man. She's in my fantasy league. She's in this pick'em league, man. Angie be on it. So we still got a lot of time. Well, it seems like a lot of time, but you'll look up and be like, we got 2 weeks left. So,
right.
You know, and you're scrambling, trying to get you down by 10 games. So now you're making picks you normally wouldn't make because you're trying to go against, you can't make the same picks that they make whenever you're trying to catch up. So get your sheets in. Mona usually posts them up on Tuesdays or Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. And make sure, I always send out a notification on Thursdays for the for the Thursday night game. Get your sheet in. There's a game this Sunday. There's a 9:30 Eastern game, right? 9:30.
I don't have it on here.
No, or is that next? No, that's November the 13th. That's next week. But time does go back this week. Daylight savings time is this weekend. So remember to set your spring forward, fall back. Set your clocks back an hour on Saturday night. Don't wake up and you woke up an hour late. So, okay. So here's the sheet here. Me and Mona, we posted up as timestamp. We both picked Philadelphia to win last night, and I also picked them in my Survivor, which I survived another week for $500. So I'm really happy about that. So jump into the first game. LA Chargers at Atlanta. No Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen. No Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen. Now the Chargers are coming off of a bye week. I think you're going to see a lot of Joshua Palmer, and I think you see a lot of Gerald Everett too. And then I saw him on an injury report. I think it's just precautionary. Austin Eckler. I think you see a lot of Austin Eckler, but it's in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta.
And I actually had Chargers winning this until I seen that.
Damn, man.
His number one and number two receivers. So.
Oh man, Falcons playing with a lot of confidence. They don't want people. Damn it, I can't do it, man. Travis Henry, you there? I know you're like, man, you just hating. I'm gonna go Chargers in a close game. If I think it would be a little bit easier for me if they had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Joshua Palmer, you got to step it up, man. I'm going to say 24-21 Chargers.
Okay, and I am taking Atlanta.
You're going Atlanta.
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Give me a score, Mona.
20.
Damn it. This
27. 21.
27-21. Dalton says Chargers 27-21. A says Mario this sucks. Chargers got this. Ethan says Atlanta 24-21. Oh, it just I want to pick Atlanta so bad, but I can't. I can't. Miami at Chicago.
Yep.
Man, Chicago's been playing good ball, man. I'm starting to see some progress with Justin Fields, but I like Miami.
And they had Chase Claypool playing this week.
They have Chase Claypool. They're going to have some packages for him, of course. He's not going to know the whole playbook, but I'm sure they'll have him up there for some 50-50 balls. But Miami, picking up Jeff Wilson Jr., you talk about a 1-2 punch, Raheem Mostert. They traded away Chase Edmonds and they get Jeff Wilson Jr., who has started some games for the 49ers, a bruising type back.
I think Bradley Chubb is going to help a lot too.
I'm going to say Miami and getting Bradley Chubb to get after feels, I'm going to say Miami. And I don't think Chicago has anything for those receivers. They don't. I think Tua is going to have a field day. I'm going to say 35, 20, 35-17 Miami.
Wow. You took my damn points.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say 30. I was going to say 34-17. So
Miami?
Yep.
Okay. A says Dolphins should have this 30-17. Dalton says Dolphins 30-19. Okay. Carolina at Cincinnati.
This game. I had picked against Carolina every time they've won. Every time and I've picked against them and they've won games, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Carolina, you're a bad team. Take the number one pick. PJ Walker's out there playing like he's Cam Newton's MVP season.
Right?
Did you see that throw he made to DJ Moore at the end of the game? And then he got the penalty. What was it? Taunting? Was it taunting?
Yep.
And they ended up losing the game because they took the 15 yards on the kickoff or the extra point or whatever. Cincinnati got embarrassed. They got embarrassed, but they don't have Jamar Chase. I'm going to take Carolina in this game. I'm going to take Carolina in this game. I think I like what Donta Foreman is doing. I like what he's doing. I'm gonna roll with Carolina, and I know this is crazy. I just have this feeling that I just think Donta Foreman. I think DJ Moore. He wants to make up for last week, that bonehead play that he made, and I like what PJ Walker's doing. I'm gonna a squeaker. 24-21 Carolina.
And I got Cincinnati winning this one. I think Cincy is going to win this one. I'm going to say 31-17.
31-17. Remember, no Jamar Chase. Wow. Man, I don't understand. Diggs took off helmet against Saints, didn't get flagged, but Moore did. I'm with you. Got to be more consistent with the calls. Green Bay at Detroit. The Packers look terrible. They look terrible. I thought that they would go. They did nothing at the trade deadline. Is Swift playing? I need to know if Swift is playing. I need to. I'm gonna. It's just so hard. I'm so disappointed with Green Bay.
Let's just remember the Lions are 1-6 and the Packers are 3-5. Just putting it out there.
You know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, Ethan, you're right. You're right. This is an Aaron Jones game. This is an Aaron Jones game. I think that they run the ball. Yeah, I'm gonna Green Bay 2017 Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay as well. And I think
you paused there for a minute.
I know. I've had my picks ready, and I have not changed any except I did change the Arizona or the Atlanta Chargers game because I actually had Chargers going until I found out the receivers. So I did change that one, but I'm not changing any of the other picks. I told you last week if I had stuck to my guns and not changed them during our picks, that I would have been one game away from being perfect last week. So, yeah. I'm taking Green Bay 21-17. 21-17.
21-17. Okay. Indy at New England. Sam Ellinger's the starter. No Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Zach Moss, first game there, trying to learn a new now Indy's defense is back, but I think this is a Ramondre Stevenson game. Ramondre Stevenson. This is a Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris game. I don't care if they do split time between the quarterbacks. New England's gonna run the ball like 40 times in this game, at least. Give me New England. Give me New England. I think it's a low scoring game. 21-14 New England.
31-15 New England for me.
Give me the score again, Mona.
31-15.
31. That would be a lot of points for New England. Their offense is just really bad. Buffalo at New York Jets.
Didn't they just put 40 points on somebody a couple weeks ago?
No, they lost to Chicago, didn't they?
New England just
They might have. I'll go back and check. You might be right.
I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Buffalo at New York Jets. Buffalo's got a new toy, Naheem Hines. I think they'll try to. You don't trade for a guy to sit him. I want to see how they incorporate him in there. Will Gabe Davis have 3 for 17 or 3 for 171? Buffalo's defense, I just don't see how the Jets. I think this would have been a better game with Breece Hall. I think this would have been a better game. Now, I do believe a guy like Sauce Gardner will probably follow Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis should have a big game. But I like the Jets defense. I don't 35-21 Buffalo.
I am taking Buffalo as well. And I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 38-17.
38-17. A says Buffalo 38-10. Dalton says 34-16 Bills. Ethan says 35-16 Bills. Minnesota at Washington. Minnesota is about to be a problem. I like the TJ Hawkinson move.
Yep.
I think that allows Justin Jefferson to a little bit more freedom on the outside. Adam Thielen, he's going to open things up for those guys. And then you still got Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins, yes, I know he's on and off. He's not playing too bad. But I like what Taylor Heineke is better than Carson Wentz. Taylor Heineke's better than Carson Wentz.
But is his surrounding cast better than what Kirk Cousins has? I don't think so.
No, not at all. Not at all. Scary. Heineke will throw the ball down the field to Scary Terry, but I don't think that's going to be enough against the Vikings. Vikings 28-17 Vikes.
Do I have to pick this next game? All right, I'm going to say Minnesota as well. I'm going to say 24-13.
24-13. Okay.
The next game, I don't want to pick anybody.
Vikings. Wow. Dalton says Vikings 27-17. A says Vikings 31-18, setting up game of the year with Buffalo versus Vikings. I'm looking forward to that game. Kevin O'Connell should be coach of the year conversation. Okay. Hawkinson replaces Irv Smith Jr. Got you. I am Dustin Davis. You're my guy. I love you. He's a diehard Raiders fan. Don't ever, ever, ever say that Derek Carr is on the level of Justin Herbert. Every excuse for Derek Carr has been taken away. Oh, he doesn't have a running game. Didn't we just say Josh Jacobs top 5 in rushing, right?
Yep.
You got a guy who is an all-pro wide receiver, generally regarded as the best wide receiver in the game. You have one of the best tight ends, a top 5. Some people had him top 3. I would go, Kelsey, Kittle, Mark Andrews, and then maybe Darren Waller. And I know Waller hasn't played. Derek Carr is sometimes man. And he got between him and Devontae Adams, I lost like 3 games in 3 leagues last week. They had a grand total of 1 point between Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Derek Carr had 0 points and Devontae Adams had 1 point. That's on you. You cost me, and I will never forgive you for that. I lost to William Richter because of Derek Carr, and I'm not happy about that. So I'm very upset about that. Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville. Travis Etienne. I'm taking Jacksonville. I am very upset with Derek Carr. I'm gonna say Jags and Watson. This is the week that Trevor Lawrence will throw 4 interceptions and pee down his leg, but I'm gonna pick them 20-17 Jags.
I'm still debating. What's everybody else saying?
A says Jags 28-14. Ethan says Duval 24-13. Dalton says Jags 28-21. Dalton says, I said this before and I'll say it again. Carr hasn't been the same since he broke his leg. I think it's a confidence issue with him. I think he hears the things that people say and say he sucks. He does. And then now he's like a top 4 paid quarterback. I think it's Rodgers, Wilson, Kyler, and then him.
I'm going to take the Raiders. And it's the last time I take their asses. And the last few times I've taken Jacksonville and they've lost, and I thought, well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
I'm not taking Jacksonville ever again. But then the same damn thing with the Raiders. I've taken them the last 2-3 damn weeks, and they've lost. So, but I'm taking the Raiders one last time, and I don't give a shit if they don't win this game. I'm telling you right now, I'll never take them the rest of the damn year. I mean, it's just how it is. I'm just done with the damn Raiders.
I'm done with Derek Carr. And 1 point between Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. 1 point.
I don't even play fantasy, and I don't even give a crap about points. I'm telling you right now, if the Raiders do not win, I'll never take them or Jacksonville ever again. Because I said that last week. I wouldn't take Jacksonville no more. So they can both kiss my ass. I'm going to take the Raiders 21-20. I hate them both.
You got one more chance.
and I can not pick neither one of them because they'll not play each other the rest of the damn year. They can both kiss my ass.
Mona, I was so mad. I went from first place to like 4th place in a week. Like I scored so little points. I'm like, okay, I got a nice Raiders stack. I got Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. So like, I got a nice stack. 1 point between Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. I was furious. Seattle at Arizona.
That's another game I don't like it.
Look, we got to it's such bizarro world sometimes. Geno Smith is playing good football. What planet are we on? Geno Smith. Geno Smith might win comeback player of the year. Geno Smith, between him,
I think the football guys have been
Saquon Barkley.
Listen, you know what? You know what? I done figured out what's going on with this year. This year's been just bizarro, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we've been doing these damn liquor bottles, and I think the football gods have been stealing the liquor out of these bottles.
Geno Smith is a good quarterback. Geno Smith is in the conversation.
Is that not real hard for you to say that, though?
It's Geno Smith
is a good quarterback. Is that not hard for you to say?
People are fighting for Geno Smith off of the waiver wire in fantasy.
Do you not just want to spit every time you have to say that?
I do. It's crazy. I'm like, I lost to Geno Smith. What world? What planet? What's it? Pigs will fly? Like, what's dogs and cats getting along? I mean, this is like some Ghostbusters end of the world type. So Geno Smith is a top 12 quarterback now. Geno Smith.
And the bottom's dropped out of Russell Wilson. So
Russell Wilson sucks. Aaron Rodgers sucks. What's going on here?
Aaron Rodgers don't suck. He just
he doesn't suck. He doesn't suck. But, I mean, he looks bad. He looks really bad. You know, Bill Belichick is starting two quarterbacks. I mean, it's bizarro world. It's bizarro world. What's going on here? You know, it's.
Who are you taking in this?
Oh man, this is. I'm gonna go Arizona because it's in Arizona. I like what DeAndre Hopkins is doing, but I like what Geno's doing. I just can't. I can't pick Geno Smith. I can't do it. And I know he's balling. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Give me Arizona. I like what DeAndre Hopkins is doing. Him and Kyler have a good chemistry going on. But I think Seattle's going to give him a fight. And Kenneth Walker, I don't know, between him, now that Breece Hall's out for a year, between Kenneth Walker and Dameon Pierce, man, you talk about offensive rookies of the year. But I got to roll with Arizona because it's at home. And I really like what DeAndre Hopkins doing. 28-24 Arizona.
I'm taking Arizona as well, and I'm saying 21-18.
Okay.
In this game.
Let's see here. Ace at Seattle, 34-31. Walker and Geno are balling. Dalton says Cardinals, 30-27. And Dalton says Rodgers is just missing out. You're right, Dalton. You are. But he shouldn't have took that $50 million and should have gave up some of that to get a receiver. Another game. Another. LA Rams at Tampa.
This one is which old fossil does it better in this game? And I think I got to go with the GOAT.
Matthew Stafford. What did we say? The slot we have. He threw what 41 touchdowns last year, and on this
going to have one touchdown against Tampa Bay's defense, and that's if he's lucky.
But they lost what? Shaq Barrett. He's out for the year.
And Tampa Bay's got two players coming back that didn't play last week. So
okay. All right. Tom Brady. I'm gonna give you one more chance to. I'm thinking because he can break the 100,000 yard. Okay, he's gonna be motivated to do that. Tampa, 24-17 Tampa.
I'm taking Tampa as well. 24-21.
Okay. Oh, these games are giving me a headache. Tennessee at Kansas City. Who's starting for quarter? Is Malik Willis starting for a quarterback? I mean, I know what Derrick Henry. Kansas City.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. Kansas City's coming off of a bye. Kansas City, Kadarius Toney will make his debut. I read the reports. I'm really interested to see what they do with Kadarius Toney. I believe Kadarius Toney.
He rejuvenates his career in Kansas City.
Will rejuvenate his career. I think he just wanted out of New York. I don't think they knew how to use him. I think Andy Reid is going to find ways to get him the ball. He's a young kid, speed demon. I thought Josh Gordon would do that. I think Josh Gordon, he was just too far gone, man. But I think Kadarius Toney, he might be that X factor. He just might be that X factor. Give me Kansas City. Tennessee just can't keep up with them scoring. I'm going to say 35-14 Kansas City.
And I'm going to say 38-21 Kansas City.
Okay. All right. And that was the Sunday night game. Yep. Monday night, Baltimore at New Orleans. And I know that Rashad Bateman's out for a year. I gave y'all a name for fantasy, Isaiah Likely. He plays tight end, but they're going to use him as like a wide receiver. They're going to flex him out. Mark Andrews is still a little bit hobbled, and I think they're going to try to run the ball down New Orleans' throat, just like they did. You're going to see – I don't think Gus Edwards plays this week. He's still kind of up in the air, but Kenyon Drake is balling. Justice Hill is balling. And this is the breakout party for Isaiah Likely. I really do believe that. And if he's not, this is your receipt. You got receipts right here. You can tell me next week that I was wrong. So give me Baltimore 24-12 Baltimore.
24-12?
24-12.
I have Baltimore as well, and I've got the score 21-17.
21-17. Okay. That is it. That's all of the picks. That's all of the picks. Let me see here. Chiefs. Hang on. I didn't see it. A says KC 28-17. Dalton says Titans offense is ranked dead last in the league. Yeah. Dalton says Chiefs 28-17. A says Juju's about the ball. Ravens 21-12 from Ace. Dalton, Saints 26-20 in overtime. You're taking the Saints? Okay. I want to see that same score on your pick'em sheet, Dalton. I want to see. Don't you put 26-20 overtime in here and then put the other team on your pick'em sheet. I'm gonna be watching.
Well, he's a Saints fan. He's going to take his Saints.
You going to take his Saints? Okay. Ethan says Saints 24.
I'm taking Pittsburgh for the win all weekend long.
Okay.
They had to be able to beat the bye. Come on.
Okay. All right. I think that's everything. Mona, you want to play the Bills bottle one more time?
I sure will.
And then we'll get ready to get up at. Right, I don't take the Saints all the time.
Here's your Buffalo Bills raffle that we're holding. I'll get Marcus to show the bottle in person again after the video.
Yeah. Bills Mafia. Don Brown. Yeah. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, I'm with the Buffalo Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got that talent on my team. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, can you catch it? Trade day is like a mask, you not catching anything. Matt Milano making plays, we not scared of any team. Best in the AFC, all the praise of Brandon Bean. You hear Sean McDermott clapping while I'm snapping? Jerry Hughes will get the sack soon as you snap it. Andre Roberts running back, ain't no just backing. Mafia, we on a ride and we got traction. We got Beasley, we got Diggs. McKenzie make you miss. Dawson Knox with the stiff arm, treat opponents just like his. Feliciano, Deion Dawkins block defenders like the fence. Hey, it's the Mafia. I said no one on top of us. I said no one is blocking us on top of our division. So it's clear that it's no stopping us. Google best team in the league and we popping up. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got the salad on my team. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills.
There it is. Here's the bottle right here. That's it.
Still,
Right?
hold it still just long enough for everybody to see it and bring it up a little close so we can see that. Circle the wagons. Twist it a little bit so we can see circle the wagons.
I'm sorry. I'm doing everything.
Circle the wagons. It shows the front of that bottle. No, the front of it.
The front?
The Hennessy logo.
The
Yeah.
Hennessy. There's the Hennessy right there. That is a $70 bottle of cognac. Some Hennessy cognac. If you want a chance, Ethan and Ace, I just got an alert on my Cash App. As soon as the show's over, I will send you your ticket numbers, and I'll send you a picture of your tickets, and I'll send. You'll know what your tickets are, so I'll do that right now as soon as I get off of here. So, Ethan and Ace, I see y'all. Mona, last words.
Just will say, hey, thanks everybody for showing up and participating in comments and giving us y'all's opinions. Thanks for supporting us, and get those raffle tickets. And if you got Bills fans, friends, let them know about the raffle. We're not gonna do the draw until we sell at least 100 tickets.
I want to do it next week. Ethan just bought 15 tickets, and Ace just bought 3. So I think 19 and 15. But we're at 34 tickets now. Even if you're not a Bills fan, and you know a Bills fan, buy tickets, and maybe you'll win, and you can give it to them. I want to try to have this next week, so let's try to get these tickets sold. Mono, if you could put a board up and you can see your numbers up there, and we'll add to that. Is that okay? Or we want to get a little bit more, like we did the board for the other one with all the ticket numbers on there and stuff?
Yeah, I'll do a board. I just hadn't done one since we hadn't sold but 19 tickets. Yeah.
So let's get these tickets sold. I want to try to do a live drawing next week.
He'll be back next weekend. Whoever asked that, is that Ace? When is TJ Watt back? Yep, he'll be back next week.
Yeah, he already's in his.
There was talks about him coming back for our last game against the Eagles, and you could tell he really wanted to be out there on that field. So he'll be back. He'll be back after this bye week. So,
thank you everybody. I appreciate y'all. We really try to keep things interesting. Try to do. I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan, but I know I've met a lot of Buffalo Bills fans, so I try to do stuff to put y'all out there like that. So good luck with the people with the bottle. We appreciate y'all. I know it's Friday night, it's late. You could be out on a date at the movies or whatever to sit up here with us talking football.
Yes, you are a liar.
What's that?
Ace says, yes, you are a liar. Closet fan. You're a closet fan.
I respect the Buffalo Bills. I think you all I don't consider y'all a cornerstone franchise like I do the Cowboys or the Steelers, but I think y'all are that next echelon of team right after that. Y'all are the Chargers. Y'all are the teams that have been really good, but just haven't quite made it there yet, you know? But guess what? There were teams like that before. Everybody used to tease on the Buccaneers. Everybody used to tease on Seattle until they got that damn Legion of Boom. Huh?
And the Rams.
Well, the Rams, I mean, they had won, they had the fearsome foursome back in the day, they had won some championships, and then the greatest show on turf Rams, we've seen the Rams be good, and win a championship. That's what I'm saying. Once you went, the Eagles went through the same thing. Y'all are what the Eagles were before they won their championship a couple of years ago. And you're going to keep getting lumped upside the head.
Comment, Ethan. I seen you bye week favored by 3. I saw that.
Yeah. So, once you, Eagles fans, I used to just tell them, shut up. Until you win a championship, shut up. They won the championship, so they can chirp a little
most
bit.
Annoying fans ever.
Eagles? Oh, yeah.
And then when they finally did win that Super Bowl without Donovan McNabb, I might add.
Yeah.
When they finally did win it, it's like Eagle fans kind of calmed down at that point. And I was so glad. And I'm really hoping that if that happens this year with the Buffalo Bills fans, y'all calm the hell down too.
But I mean, when you haven't won, you're gonna keep getting messed with until you win. That's just how it works. And I say all the time, me and Ace be going back and forth.
I really would hope. And I've said it at the beginning of the season. I said it before the draft that I hoped you guys drafted a workhorse back, and you still haven't done that. And I think until you get that workhorse back,
that's the one.
And here's the reason why I still feel this way. I think Josh Allen feels too much pressure on himself in that fourth quarter to win close games, and he makes mistakes when he feels that pressure. And I think if you get you a workhorse back who can run the ball down defenses' throats, because by the second half of the game, especially by the fourth quarter, defenses are not the same as they were at the beginning of the game, in the first half of the game even. And at that point, you take that exponential step away from Josh Allen throwing that interception or fumbling that football,
or taking a hit, because he's
trying to get that down because
he's trying to jump over somebody,
running back, basically. Yeah.
Those carries.
I don't the same thing about Lamar Jackson, except for they've got plenty of running games. I like to see the guys start throwing the ball a little bit more. If he is going to run, he needs to start sliding feet first, kind of thing. And I love watching Josh Allen. Guys, listen, you're going to understand. I feel that Josh Allen is Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, I know how y'all feel about Josh because I felt that way about Big Ben. And there's so much similarities between the two quarterbacks, except for he's faster than what Ben was. He doesn't shed linebackers like Big Ben did, but he can elude them better than what Ben did, you see. So I feel like when I watch him play, it is so much Ben Roethlisberger-esque of watching him, except for he scrambles better. I just don't like seeing him hurdle players because I'm afraid what he's going to do. One of these days he's going to hurdle a player, and you're going to have a Cam Hayward or a TJ Watt style back, edge rusher, just plow him out of the sky. And I don't want to see him get hurt. I do not want to see.
Every time I see him jump or do something like that, I mean, yeah, there's highlight video, but I'm telling you, I've been watching football a long, long time. And when I see a quarterback keep running like that, Cam Newton, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, all of those quarterbacks that like to run like that, I don't think Josh Allen is bigger than Cam Newton was. They're about the same size. And we saw Cam Newton at 32 years old, and he's out the league. You can't keep doing that. Cam Newton's a league MVP. You know, they went 15-1 that Super Bowl year, and he was never the same after that because he took all of that punishment. You can't keep putting your franchise quarterback in those situations. I stand on that. That same with, you know, me and Mona, we debate about Lamar Jackson. If you keep running with him, I compare him more to Michael Vick. You can't keep, you know, because you're the fastest guy on the field and you take off and running and all of that stuff. Eventually, somebody's going to catch up to you and they're going to put a lick on you and you're going to be out the game. And then you're going to be trying to scramble and find somebody. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I think most teams, your quarterback is 50% of your team. In most cases. And then you've got quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, who's about 65 to 70% of your offense.
Yeah. So if you lose him, that's
And I've said this since he came into the league. Marcus and I have kind of disagreed about it, but except for the fact that he runs the ball too much. And I fear Lamar Jackson's time in the NFL is not going to be very long because he takes too many chances. I think that a lot of that's one of the things I don't like about the new up and coming type quarterbacks, even my own with Kenny Pickett. These guys, they don't stand in the pocket like Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, Drew Brees, you know, the old style quarterbacks who could stand in the pocket and shed linebackers and edge rushers but those guys weren't running down the field like running backs and taking hits from linebackers either. You see? So that's where I fear a lot of these new quarterbacks, these running style quarterbacks are not going to last. There's no way in hell they're going to last in the league as long as Tom Brady or 18 years like Big Ben. They're not going to do it. They're not going to last that long. They're just not. I understand it's more fast-paced. The offenses are more fast-paced, but to me, even though they've changed rules to benefit quarterbacks, those quarterbacks aren't going to benefit it like the Tom Brady's, the Cinderella quarterbacks. They're just not going to fare as well and last as long in the NFL, in my opinion. That's just me.
Yeah. A said Shady McCoy wasn't that big. Naheem Hines.
Offensive line, Ace. We have no offensive line.
Yeah. Naheem Hines ain't Shady McCoy. He's not Shady McCoy. No. And we just saw Naheem Hines get his brains knocked in like 2 weeks ago. He got concussed and knocked out of the game. He got knocked out a couple of weeks ago. He just got a concussion a couple of weeks ago. Naheem Hines did. I forget what game. Jonathan Taylor was out the game. He started the game and he played like one series and got his brains bashed in. He was out, and all of them people who picked up Naheem Hines was mad as hell because he only played like one series. So there's the evidence. Naheem Hines, Shady McCoy is probably going into the Hall of Fame. That's the difference. No, he says I didn't say. I'm just saying Naheem Hines. He's not built. Shady's kind of a buff guy. I still believe y'all needed a bigger back like a Jeff Wilson. That's all that I was saying. That's, you know, I think that's the one ingredient to your game, to your team that you're missing. That when you get into these games, these close games where you can just line a guy up in I formation and be like, okay, stop us. And I think it'll also, to get a bigger back, an effective bigger back. I know y'all tried with Zach Moss, but you will extend the career of Josh Allen. Because if he keeps playing the way he plays, I just think that I don't think he's going to make it. So we appreciate y'all. I'm going to get these tickets to Ace and Ethan Tweedy. I'm going to send you a picture of y'all's tickets. If you know anybody who wants this, I want to try to get this done by next week. Get those tickets. Ask anybody, hey, you want tickets? Get with Marcus. As soon as I'm at home, I'll send you, pictures of your tickets. Get your pick'em sheets in. Everybody who's in the Alphabets Pick'em League, get those sheets in. Don't lose because you didn't get your sheet in. Don't lose because you missed the Thursday game. Don't lose because you try to turn it in 5 minutes before the game starts because you're not going to get credit for it. So I want you at your best. I don't want to beat you because you're missing games. I want to beat you because I'm better than you. So yeah. So that's I need you at your best. I need you at your absolute best. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. We really appreciate you. Really appreciate y'all. The participation, the love, and all that good stuff. It really doesn't go unnoticed. Okay, so get those tickets, and we will be back next week. Same bet time, same bet channel. See ya.
Count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, give respect. Mama out of debt, got a new connect. We the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house. You mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy. Fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow. Bobbing on my ex. You don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the sad bitch, I'm blessed, sipping XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You win them in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I'll be back. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put them ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up.